Welcome back to Conversation is King, where we're talking love, faith, and relationships.
And today's episode is sponsored by Rap Snacks.
Rap Snacks.
Harder snacks. I'm sorry.
So you think about things
sponsored.
that taste delicious
I'm
when you
about
help
fat snacks when I eat red lentil beans.
Hey,
You know?
by any means necessary, right? So today, we're just going to talk about some topics that we've seen on social media.
Yeah.
Well, actually, topics I've seen on social media. Matt knows nothing about these topics.
That's the fun part.
And I'm really curious to hear his thoughts. And I want you guys to chime in as well. Comment, send DMs, letting us know how you feel about it. And we'll talk about those, your reactions, in other episodes.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk.
So the first one starts like this. In the last month, 3 men I went on dates with asked me how much I make in a year. I told them I don't talk about my finances early on, especially not on the first date, but it's enough to support myself and the children that I have at home. One had the nerve to tell me that he will not date anyone that makes less than $65,000 a year. I told him he doesn't need to worry about my finances. Is this something new, or is that just been, or have I been out of the dating scene for too long? So, I'm going to play devil's advocate here because I think due to custom, men are expected to pay for first dates customarily. Do you agree with that?
I mean, yeah, because typically men are the ones that are initiating the first date, so yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, who knows how many first dates this guy has been on this week trying to find his wife. It could get expensive. So he's trying to get to the turkey.
That's fine.
Let's talk about the things we need to know to see if we're doing a second one, if I could stop doing all these first dates out with these other women and just lock in with you. I mean, couldn't that be his approach?
No, because she can make $95,000 a year and still be unhealthy emotionally. My question is, why $65,000 though? That's such an odd number. That's not even like for instance, I was driving the other day, me and Malik, and we were passing a restaurant, and it was like a sign in the window for. Matter of fact, we were at Panda Express.
Oh.
And we were in line, and we saw that they were hiring. And they had a sign for like assistant managers was making like $65,000-$70,000 a year. So your standard is like stir frying rice. Like I don't understand where the number comes from. Like
maybe it has more to do with him. Maybe he makes $65,000 and he doesn't want to date / marry a woman that makes less.
But that shouldn't matter. That shouldn't matter.
Finances don't matter in a marriage.
Finances don't matter. What I'm saying is, first of all, you're not meeting somebody and marrying them the next day. So your goal should be to focus on cultivating the relationship. She could be in school and not have any income.
So you don't think he'll have follow-up questions? I would like to think that that is not one question. Do you make $65,000? No. All right, check please. I don't think it's going to be that.
That's the way it sounded.
Maybe he's just inquiring. Maybe he's just starting the conversation. All right, are we at least here?
But there's different ways
we go from there.
To figure out, to get to know somebody other than probing into their finances. So
here's my question for you. Are you saying that he shouldn't have asked such a specific question, or he shouldn't be talking about finances at all on the first date?
I guess it depends on your vibe with the person, how long you've known them. Like, did you just meet her at a grocery store and say, hey, you want to go on a date? She said, yeah. Or is this somebody from work that you've known for a little bit? Like, I guess it just depends. It just depends. But, like, that's such an odd question to ask. Like, or an odd statement to make. You got to make at least $65,000 to date me. That's such a weird number. That's not, like, I've heard people say, oh, you got to make six figures.
So maybe it is in the area he wants to live in, because apartment complexes want you to make at least 3 times the rent. So maybe that's where
that's crazy.
Maybe that's where the $65,000 is. He's like, so I'm trying to live here, and to live there, we gotta do this.
I don't know if we should be making life plans based off of apartment complexes. That's just my personal opinion.
I don't know. I believe that I'm a big advocate for not wasting time. Let's start there.
Sure.
So, hey, let's get to it. Let's have the conversations. Let's talk about it. Let's figure out.
That's off-putting as hell. That's like, how much do you make on the first date makes me feel like, because essentially that's what he's asking. How much do you make?
And yeah, so that's exactly what she said.
Especially from on the first date from a guy, it's almost like that's giving. I sleep on my mom's couch, play 2K, and run her light bill up. Like that's what that's giving me. So it's almost like, and if the roles were reversed and somebody asked me on the first date how much I make, it will make me feel like you're only concerned about how deep my pockets are or what I can do for you, not what I can do with you.
I mean, I'm sure that's not the only question. So
that's not a first date question. It shouldn't matter on the first date how much somebody makes. This could never happen again. On first date, I need to. What I'm trying to figure out is if I can tolerate you long enough to do this again, and build a relationship with you.
So at what point should people start talking about finances?
I think once the relationship gets serious, like once it becomes your business. First date, it's not your business how much I make.
It's just that's so tricky because do you want to wait till after you fall in love with someone and get all wrapped up and then you're like, all right, let's talk about, and then you find out you're unequally yoked and by then you give extra time, feelings, your body possibly.
But it shouldn't have a price tag on it.
What shouldn't have a price tag?
Your time, your feelings, or your body should have a price tag on it.
It should have some kind of cost. You should have some standard,
emotional investment and financial investment are two different things. There shouldn't be. You shouldn't be like, I'm gonna sleep with this guy only if he makes $100,000 because he could be a douchebag. Can I say douchebag?
It's already happened. So.
Okay, he could be a jerk. I'm only sleeping with guys that make six figures, but that guy could be a jerk. But the guy making $50,000 a year while he goes to school at night could be. I
don't think it's a. I'm sure that's one of the questions, one of the qualifying questions.
But we're talking about the framework you gave me was first date.
It was the first date.
And on the first date.
And that was one of the questions.
You should be asking me things like, what do I do for fun?
I'm sure that came up too.
What do I like to? Who's my favorite author?
I think that came up too.
But that would be off-putting for me at any point on the first date.
On the first date. Okay. What about the second date? First date's great.
It would depend on how it came up. Like if you ask, even if you ask on the first date, what do you do? Okay, of course, that's. Especially
you don't think that's probing financially
too? That's different because asking what somebody does is kind of like getting to know them. Like, because what you do kind of offers a window into who that person is, right? You say, "Oh, I'm a firefighter." That comes off as being adventurous or risk taker or somebody who isn't necessarily consumed by fear. If you say I'm a accountant, that's somebody who's probably good with numbers and studious and maybe punctual. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of get an idea about somebody based off of what they do, but it's not necessarily probing into their pockets. Now we can get there, but first date, second date, like I gotta feel like we're on a serious track before I start giving you PIN numbers.
And that's what I'm saying. I think you're adding things to it that's kind of conflating your feelings.
I mean, so I should go to a first date giving out my credit score too?
Well, let me ask you this as well. Is part of the issue for you that it was a man asking a woman? Or
either way.
Either way.
If a female asks me how much I made on the first date, that's none of her business. That's your business. Worry about how much you make.
So at what point would you, or is there any point you would want to know what a female makes? Or does that not matter to you?
No, it matters, not because I'm trying to spend what she has, but I feel like that can answer a few questions. Like, knowing how much somebody makes and comparing that to how they carry themselves and how they move kind of paints a picture of a person, their mindset, their goals, their values. So, for instance, if somebody's making $65,000, but you always see them in Louis Vuitton, and she got a Coach bag, and she's always out on the weekends, and she's driving a brand new 2027 BMW ain't came out yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, where's that money coming from? To me, that kind of raises a red flag. Like, you're not good with money.
Oh.
But if I meet somebody who, let's say, makes six figures, but she dresses modestly, she might have a Coach bag. She has some stepping out outfits, but that's not all she's concerned with. She's not out every weekend. She has an investment account. We're talking about stocks and crypto and the properties that she's investing in, and she owns her home in a nice neighborhood that's big enough for her and her two dogs, whatever the case may be. That to me kind of paints the picture of she's more fiscally responsible. So
why is that not something you want to know on the first date? You don't think that's something you want to know? That complete picture, because what you're saying is saying that knowing how much they make coupled with how you see them move gives you, a more complete picture of them. Why would you not want to know that on the first date?
Because it's none of my business. And so right now I'm just trying to figure out if I want to spend time with you. Because you could be great financially and I don't like you. You know, I don't vibe with you. I don't gel with you. We can't have good conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, we may have differing views that are just deal breakers. Like, just because you got money doesn't mean you are wife material or husband material. So it's like, for me, those first few dates should be really feeling each other out. Can you vibe together? Can you talk? You know, it shouldn't be about, you can talk about goals and career, but things of that nature is kind of like,
so what would you say to the guys out there that are like, dude, it's rough out here. See, you're married. You're not going through what we're going through. It's expensive out here, dating multiple women and things like that. So I'm trying to get to the answers early on, so I'm not wasting time and money on females that are not in my future. What do you say to them?
I would say, because you kind of hit a hot button for me, a trigger button, and that was, I'm dating multiple women. And to me, that's dangerous.
Dating multiple women that is literally what dating is. You're supposed to date multiple people. See, okay, now we're going into a whole nother topic.
Hold on. You gonna let me address that?
You date multiple people until you find.
So maybe we ought to identify what it means when you say dating multiple people.
Okay.
Because when I hear dating multiple people, I mean spending time with multiple people. I mean spending energy on multiple people, being in the presence of multiple people, and even having sex with multiple people. So that's what I hear when I hear dating multiple people. Now, if you're saying going on casual dates or going on dates, that may maybe resonate with me a little bit differently, because like you might go on one date with Shamika and then go on this date with Tisha and then go on that date with Lisa and then go on this date with Keisha, but they don't necessarily go anywhere. But if you're dating Keisha on Friday and then Lisa on Saturday, and then next Friday you dating Lisa and next Saturday you dating Keisha, now you're playing with two different people. That's two different sets of emotions. That's two different bodies. That's two different like sets of energy. And if Keisha find out about Lisa and Lisa find out about Keisha, you gonna have some problems.
Okay, so I guess for me, I am of the opinion that until you're monogamous and exclusive, you're not.
Yeah, but that's nasty.
But why does dating have to include physical intimacy?
It's nasty to share emotional intimacy.
Nasty?
Yeah.
Okay, go deeper on that, because I mean, if you put all your eggs in one basket too early.
Mm-hmm. See, I'm not saying that.
But you're saying you can't date Lisa and Kelly? I don't even know the names.
I'm not
anymore.
saying like put all your eggs. I would never tell anybody to put all their eggs in one basket off rip. What I'm saying is, you use the word dating, and maybe I define dating differently. So
dating is you're talking, getting to know, going out, spending time together, trying to see if this is someone you want to be exclusive with, but you're not. Okay. And then you might meet someone else that you're curious about as well, and you're talking to them, and you're going out with them, and you're getting to know them as well. You're dating.
But if you're going out with somebody multiple times, and you're spending time with them, and you're getting to know them, and you keep doing that, don't that mean you want to be with that person?
Not yet. You might not know yet. According to you not having stuff is not your business on the first date. So you don't have enough information yet to know.
So it's levels to this. So we go on the first date, and I know I want to date you again.
Okay.
All right. Now, if I'm between dates 1 and 4 with somebody, I think that's a safe zone to date somebody else. If you go on 4 or more dates with a person, you might need to slow down because you like that person. You like that person enough to spend time, money, and energy. Those are 3 of the most valuable resources.
So you'll cut your whole roster off after you reach date 4 with somebody.
And then once we get to date 6 and I realize, nah, she ain't it, then I might circle back to Lisa. You know what I'm saying? But like,
and you think Lisa's gonna be sitting there waiting on you?
No, she might not. But what I'm saying is, I'm not gonna continue to pursue somebody I know that I have no interest in anymore. But I feel like if I'm spending time, money, energy on somebody, it's because I have the intention of this being something more serious or long term. So then it becomes cloudy and messy almost to include a third person in that.
So if you meet, I think it was Kelly and Lisa around the same time, Keisha and Lisa, and you're approaching the 4th date with the both of them.
Okay.
So you have to any, mini, mighty, mow it, or like.
So to me,
what if you need more information and you want to continue to talk to and get to know the both of them?
I feel like if you between 1 and 5 dates, man, you should know, because I mean you're also talking in between these time, right? You're not just date. I never hear from you again, and then we just automatically know because our minds sync up that we're going to meet at the Waffle House on Peachtree at 7 p.m. Friday. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously you're going to be having phone conversations, and you know it may be not even necessarily dates but meetups. You know what I'm saying? We'll go in and walk our dogs together in the park. I don't know if it's necessarily a date or just kind of spending time. So there's going to be things happening in between dates.
So you don't count every encounter as a date?
Not necessarily. I feel like a date is something that you plan. You maybe go out together, take a trip, something like that. But like just, hey, we're going to go for a walk or run in the park. That could be. I mean, it could be considered a date depending on the people. But like, I don't know. I guess I look at a date as like we're going out and we're doing something, or we're being intentional about something. Like even a night in, we're going to have a movie date in the house, and we're going to pop popcorn and watch Netflix or whatever, you know. But just saying, hey, I got to run to the store. I got to run to the store too. Hey, well, let's run together and we go do grocery shopping together. I mean, you could consider that to be a date, but it's just more so spending time together. So what I'm saying is between date 1 and date 4 to 5, you're talking, you're spending time, you're FaceTiming, all that stuff is happening. So if you don't know about date 5, and again, this is how I look at it, how I compartmentalize and conceptualize it. So it's like, by date 5, if I don't know, no, I'm going to know. By date 5, I'm sorry.
You wouldn't have liked me when I was outside because I dated. And now, to me, I guess I didn't look at dating someone as a license, I guess, for physical intimacy and things like that. So I didn't think it was a big deal. Mm-hmm. Talking to, hanging out with, spending time with getting to know multiple people at the same time. Of course, I believe that you should be monogamous, exclusive, before you start being physical and giving your body to somebody.
But everybody don't see that, I think.
That's very true. So I'm trying to see it from the guy's perspective.
Well, no, this is not the guy's perspective now. This is my perspective.
No, I'm trying to see from his perspective why he would want to know that information on the first date, because he's probably like, look, let's stop all the madness. I'm looking for my wife. Are you her? This is one of the things that I consider.
That's not a red flag to you. Like date 1, I'm looking for my wife. How much do you make? Like that's just a lot. Like can I get to know like your name first? Like can I get to like that's just a lot to me. And I know that dating is such a volatile space these days.
It is. That
ain't no telling what you're gonna get. It's almost like a box of chocolates, But at the same time, I think there's ways to be tactful about it. And
so you think she should run, never talk to these dudes ever again?
Yeah, I mean, she should reevaluate where she's finding her men. I don't know, but
yeah, she didn't give that information.
There's got to be some type of, I think, standard to. I think anytime that you go into dating, before you start getting into the dating pool, you have to know what it is that you want out of it, because it's a cesspool. There's so much, out there, so much room for opportunity for anything. So you have to know what it is you want out of it when you get into it, right? So you have to go into dating understanding you. That's why it's dangerous and unhealthy to date when you're not in a good place emotionally. You're in an unhealthy place because you're not bringing anything positive to the table. And there's so many unhealthy people out there who are trying to date.
Yeah. You
got to be in a good space to date. That's why I say, like, by date 5, I know if I'm trying to move any further with you. I know.
What date did you know with me?
I knew on date 1.
But we had been talking for a while.
Exactly, my point.
So.
Exactly my point. We were just talking for like a month.
But once we spent that time together, that solidified it.
Yeah, it confirmed things for me. That's what I'm saying about 5. Oh, If you're spending time with somebody intentionally.
And you're dating with intention.
Right. Now, if you're just out here just, putting it in everything that moves, then I don't even think your mindset is on the, I want a long-term relationship. The way I'm looking at it is only if you're in it for a long-term relationship. So if you just want to just date because you just want to hang out with this chick, hang out with that chick, or
something to do.
You want to go to the club on Friday night because ladies get in free. Okay, that's different. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about dating with the intention of having a serious monogamous relationship. By date 5, if you want that with this person.
Gotcha. You have enough information.
Right. Are you going to categorize this as just a link or
a friend?
A friend or potential wife material? That's fine.
So, I believe or can understand why a man would want to ask the hard questions on the first date. So we disagree on that. You believe it's inappropriate and you believe it's not their business at that time. Mm-hmm. Versus me, if you already know that you're coming into it looking for something long term, your wife, your forever, let's get to the hard stuff. I'll figure out your favorite color down the line, but do I want to know your favorite color? Do you have my basic criteria, whatever that is? And if, financially that's his, maybe he's been scorned. Maybe he's been scorned in the past. So he's just like, okay, I'm never doing that again. Dating a woman that makes less than $65,000.
Then he needs to stay in the house and work on himself first before he come outside and interact with other humans. So that's a deal breaker. That's not a deal breaker for you, is what you're saying. It's not a deal breaker for you for some first date. Somebody be like, how much do you make?
Well, I would say this. I spend significant time talking to people before we went, similar to what we went through. We spent a lot of time talking before our first date. That is customary for me. I don't meet someone, all right, hey, we met at the gas station. Mm-hmm. What you doing Friday? That's not how I work. Mm-hmm. So I have a lot of conversation before we go on the date. So by that date, I'm already in the, I think I like this guy vibe. So I'm already thinking future as well. So because of that.
That makes sense.
So I can understand if it's like, hey, we met, I saw you at Walmart. Yeah, thanks for giving me your number. What you doing tomorrow? And then you meet tomorrow, and he's like, all right, how much you make? Yeah, I can see that. But if you've been talking extensively for weeks and getting to know each other and stuff like that, then you're going on the date, and basically the point of the date is to see if there's chemistry.
Okay.
Then once you see there's chemistry, then it's like, all right, let's get to the meat of this. I don't know.
Okay. It's a deal breaker for me.
So here's our next topic, and I'm really, really, really curious to hear Matt's thoughts on this as a man. So this is another female that posted this. So I'm dealing with this guy, and he told me that he just moved into his new apartment, and he is still getting things together. And she's like, okay, cool, I understand that. But she was curious, so she wanted to go over there to see his place. She went to his place 3 weeks after he told her that he was moving in. And he was sleeping on an air mattress with no blanket, just a pillow, and he was apparently using his robe to cover himself. And she says, am I wrong for bringing up that he could have at least bought a comforter sheet set or something from Walmart, especially before inviting her over? Then he got upset because she wanted to leave after seeing how he was living. And she wanted to say that she was not judging him, but she felt that was inappropriate for him to be living like that. Also, she did express that she cut him off after this. And she wanted to know, she put on social media to ask, was she doing too much? Was she tripping? Was she wrong or was she right?
I mean, anytime you react without context, you're wrong. So,
sheets? You need context to see why somebody doesn't have sheets?
Yeah. What if he was going through like a horrible divorce and he had to start all the way over?
Then maybe he shouldn't be dating. And I think that's what her issue is. Like, why are you out here trying to date me and you can't afford sheets? Well, I don't know if it's can't afford or he doesn't prioritize it. He doesn't think it's a big deal.
What does dating look like to her?
Well, she going over to his house.
And didn't you say that she just showed up at his house? Like, somebody said...
So she said that she was curious about how she was living, and then 3 weeks later, I don't know.
She was curious about how he was living, so she just showed up. Maybe there's a reason why you didn't get an invite. But with your nosy behind, maybe there's a reason why you weren't invited over in the first. Maybe he was trying to get himself together. Maybe it was going to take him a month and a half.
Then again, should he? So she said this is a guy that she was dealing with before he moved into this place. What does dealing with mean? I don't know. But the point I'm trying to get to is, so she knew him prior to this. So doesn't that mean she should extend him a little more grace? Like, apparently you like this guy. Because according to you, the 4 dates have happened, I'm assuming, by this point. Okay. So, and then he was like, hey, I just moved into a new place and whatever. So she went over to the place, and he had no sheets.
I still have yet to hear an invite.
Why does that matter? Somebody should be able to pop up at your house and you have sheets.
No, don't pop up in my house.
Because you might not have sheets?
No, because that's rude and disrespectful. Don't you pop up in my... Like, who gave her license?
So your issue is not the fact that he don't have sheets.
She popped up unannounced. That's my issue. Don't pop up unannounced.
So you would be friends with a guy that don't have no sheets?
It would depend on why he don't have no sheets. If you don't have no sheets because he doesn't apply himself and doesn't have any goals or career or doesn't like care to have sheets, no. But sometimes people go through hard times.
Then you shouldn't be dating. Then shouldn't...
It don't sound like he was. It sounded like he was trying to take a nap and she showed up. It doesn't sound like he was trying to date her.
I'm not talking about that day.
Well, I'm saying, like, somebody said he show up.
So they were...
Yeah, you said somebody that she knew for had been talking to. Talking to... That's
you
what I
said
said.
Dealing with. And I don't know what dealing with means.
What does dealing with mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, dealing with... Like, this sounds like a classic case of mind your business.
Sheets? She's not asking for him to have a king size.
There's a reason why maybe he didn't have a housewarming party yet. Maybe there's a reason why he didn't invite her. There's a reason why he didn't invite her over yet.
Well, he shouldn't be dealing with her until he can get.
That's why I said, what does dealing mean? Dealing means I see you at the gym and I smile at you.
That's not dealing.
Or I see you.
That is not dealing with somebody.
And at the job and we talk and share lunch together.
At the very least, dealing means we see each other, we spend time, we talk, we are thinking.
I think
we are
dealing
thinking.
is a very just obscure word. I don't know if that can adequately describe
what
relationship.
So if they were dating, would you feel differently about him not having sheets?
I mean, he may not need to be dating, but at the same time, what are you dating for? People fall on hard times. People go through seasons where they may have to be on the come up. They may have to get their finances back in order. That doesn't make them bad people. That doesn't make them bad. But that doesn't mean that they're not necessarily. That could have been her. That could be her husband one day. He just got to get back on his feet for whatever reason. So it's like it just depends.
Sheets is a basic thing. I don't think you should have to come up to get sheets.
We don't know how he got to the point.
Now, if he only had, because I've been to people's apartments before, like friends or whoever, that didn't have like living room furniture or didn't have a dining room set or something like that. But they had a bed, they had dishes and stuff like that. So, okay, you can't go to Rooms to Go yet and get you, the couch and the love seat and the ottoman, okay. But you should have sheets. Like, that means you bear on the mattress? I mean...
Have you ever seen an air mattress before? It's kind of has like a built-in sheet. It's like.
No, I've never seen an air mattress before.
On top.
I've never seen an air mattress before.
So,
I've seen a sleeping bag, but I've never seen an air mattress before. She said he told her that he moved, and she waited 3 weeks before she went over there. Somewhere in them 3 weeks, he should have got paid, and he ain't buy no sheets.
Somewhere in them 3 weeks, she should have minded her business, and she didn't decide to do that.
So at what point should she care? At what point, if she's dealing with, talking to, getting to know, dating, whatever it is, at what point should she start to care about stuff like that? I think that is something very basic to information to get.
Do you have sheets? Is that a first date question?
Not sheets? A question, but I think it's a fair assumption that somebody got sheets. I think that is a fair assumption that somebody has
Here's
sheets.
The thing. If she hadn't popped up at his place, you would have never known.
We don't know if she popped up.
It sounds like she popped up.
You want her to have popped up
because it sounds like
to drive your...
It sounds like she showed up unannounced, and she got an unannounced reaction, and that's on her. That's on her.
If somebody popped up unannounced here, first of all, they wouldn't get in. But let's say we decide to let them in. There will be sheets on every bed in this house. Sheets is basic. That is day one.
Don't show up unannounced in my house.
I don't think that's...
I think that's the problem I'm having with this entire scenario, is that you showed up
unannounced. Well, you don't know if that's the case. So you're having a problem with something that you don't even know is factually accurate.
I do know that's the case because she said she went over there.
Okay, I'm going to read it again.
You said she went over there.
I'm going to read it again.
That's not cool.
She says he just moved into his new apartment and he's still getting things together. And she said, okay, cool, I understand. But I was curious and went over there 3 weeks later, and he was sleeping on an air mattress with no blanket.
Yeah, that's my point. I was curious and went over there.
No, she could have been curious and been like, "Hey, can I come over?"
I don't think he would have invited her over to see that.
Again, if he has no issue with this, he's like, "Yeah, come on over." How many times as a firefighter have you responded to a call and people had roaches and animal crap all over the place? If it's a norm to somebody, they don't see an issue with it. So come on in.
But that wasn't described in your scenario breakdown.
Why would she put that?
That she was invited over. She said, I got curious, is what she said. I'm listening to what you're saying.
So let me ask you this. At what point of your dating with someone do they get to the point where they can just pop up on you to come see you?
Yeah. When I give you express written consent to do so.
Written? It has to be in writing?
When I tell you, yes, you can come over whenever you please, that's when you can come over whenever you please.
So if she was at that part with, like, because again, they were dealing with each other before he moved in there. So what if they had that arrangement at the old place? So it carried over.
But from her writings,
okay,
from her journalings, it does not seem as though she had that.
But he let her in.
Relationship.
But he let her in.
If you show up, then I guess you're here, so surely maybe you don't care about what it is you see when you get here, but I'm not going to leave you out in the cold. It could have been raining. We don't have that detail.
So here's another piece of the equation. How else would she know where he lived if he didn't give her her address? If you give somebody your address, shouldn't you expect them to come over?
No. But she said, not unannounced. There's plenty.
We don't know if it's unannounced. You keep adding that in there.
No, because she said, I got curious and went over. She didn't say, I got curious, I called, I asked. And
but you can be curious.
I got curious and I went over. I mean, she was minding somebody else's business. And you never mind other people's business.
If you're dealing with somebody.
Dealing with don't mean access to. I'm sorry. Dealing with does not mean. So your
issue here.
That she showed up unannounced.
So not that he ain't got no sheets. That is not your issue here.
We can address that past the point of her showing up unannounced. We can address him not having sheets.
So if you were, so you're dating a woman, right? So she gets past date 4.
Okay.
Right? So you're like, all right, I think I might be vibing with this lady. And one day you're like, okay, I'm going to come pick you up for a date. And you get to her house, she's not ready yet. And she's like, oh, just come on in and wait for me.
That's
and you walk in.
I was invited like sinners.
Who cares? That's irrelevant to what I'm getting to. So you walk in, she ain't got no sheets.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting to. That's what I'm getting to.
You're telling me I'm not listening, but I'm listening to what you're saying and answering your question. You just don't like my answers.
No.
What I'm saying is, at that point, I was invited inside the dwelling.
Okay, so you walk inside and ain't no sheets.
Now it's a different issue. Now it's like, why are you raw dog in the mattress?
So like, now sheets are prerequisite.
Why is the mattress uncooked? Why is the mattress raw? Because yes, now it's different because now there's no pre-existing issue of me barging into her dwelling unannounced and uninvited. Like that's the issue.
You must have not had no sheets for a while. That's what I'm starting to see.
Sheets. I'm
feeling you're triggered.
It's about the decency. I'm triggered by the lack of decency that you would just take it upon yourself to show up because somebody moved. No, you're controlling. You're narcissistic.
And he don't have sheets. So here we are.
But there's other things we have to address. You're putting the cart before the horse.
Okay? You are making assumptions about something we don't even know to be factual.
She said that she showed up. I am.
She said, I got curious and went over there. But that doesn't mean it was unannounced. That doesn't mean it was unannounced. She could have been like, hey, I'm about to come to your new place.
It's giving unannounced.
So it might be that he wasn't like, hey, come over to my place. But she could have been like, I'm curious. I want to come see your place. I'm coming over. And he let her in. So she wasn't invited, but.
And it could have been a situation where she's like, hey, I want to see your place. Like I ain't got no couch, right?
Because she did say that he said that he wanted to get things together. Getting things together is not sheets.
He even articulated, the man seems to be a decent communicator.
Sheets.
He even articulated.
You are fighting for him.
I want to get things together. That infers that there is things that ain't together. Okay?
Sheets though?
He might have 1 fork and half a spoon.
And he probably shouldn't be dealing with somebody.
And that's a different conversation. I'm not saying I disagree. I'm saying it's wrong for her to pop up at that man's house.
We don't know if that's what happened.
That's what she said.
So there's a question I want to ask as a follow-up to this.
Okay.
Do you think because they were dealing with each other, meaning there was some level of relationship there, it might have not been exclusive boyfriend, girlfriend, but there was something going on. Do you think she should have been like, let's go to Walmart, I'm going to buy you some sheets? Do you think that would have been appropriate for her to do? Do you think that would have been the right thing for her to do? Or is that not her business either?
It depends on the level of their relationship. It seems as though, if she's not invited, then maybe the relationship isn't that deep. But if they did have like a closer relationship, one, the sheet shouldn't bother her that much as far as, oh, you ain't got no sheets, what's wrong with you? It should bother her in the sense of, yes, I see a need and I want to help you meet that need because I know you're down on your luck right now. You're having a hard time or you're trying to come back or whatever the case may be. I don't know. So it depends on the level of their relationship. I don't think that's the wrong thing to do. But I don't think it's as wrong as showing up unannounced.
We don't know. You keep circling back to something we don't know is accurate.
I am making
an assumption.
It's a hypothesis based on what she said, what she wrote on Beyonce's internet. That she got curious and she showed up.
And so I also want to say she didn't say dealing with, she said FW. Do you know what that means?
Yes.
Okay. So
same as dealing with.
But I'm starting to think that maybe this was like a sexual relationship.
Then she should have seen the air mattress before. She shouldn't have been shocked.
No, they were probably having sex somewhere else.
At her house?
Perhaps. Or maybe his old place.
Okay, well,
so,
she still wasn't
okay,
invited.
so if you're having a sexual relationship with someone...
You should have sheets.
Okay? Not only that, but you could absolutely pop up on somebody you're giving your body to. Bloop.
Well, that detail wasn't attached to the synopsis.
Because
so
at first, because I didn't know you was gonna hone in on the popping up. I didn't know you was gonna hone. I didn't know that was gonna be the thing that just sent you off. Honestly, I thought you were gonna be like a grown man with no sheets.
I mean, again, that's a different. I can't address everything in one sitting. That's a different topic that we can address at a different point in time.
There's been times where you've left your sheets for the fire station home, and you made it your business to go to Walmart or wherever and buy some sheets.
Right.
So sheets are a requirement for you.
But
why aren't you requiring them for him?
I'm not inviting nobody into my bunk to see I don't have them.
Why is the invitation so important to you?
Because you don't show up unannounced.
But we don't know if that's happened, number one. Number two, if you are physically intimate with somebody, you can absolutely pop up wherever.
If you're physically intimate with somebody and you physically intimate with a person who may or may not have sheets, that's on you when you find out they don't have the sheets.
Maybe he had sheets where he was living before.
Okay, then obviously something happened. He's not a sheetless man. There's just something that happened between point A and point B. Cut him some slack.
Buy him some sheets?
Right, and shut up.
Wow. So the moral of the story is...
The moral of the story is mind your business. That's the moral of the story. And if you don't want to make his sheetless, and if you don't want to make his sheetless air mattress your business, then don't mind it. That's the moral of the story.
So
be his rib.
I thought
be
that
his rib.
Be his rib.
You over here on the internet talking about he ain't have no sheets. So one, I would cut her off because she put my business out there like that.
Well, she put his name.
You don't know where yeah, but if you know her, you probably know him.
Okay,
if
now we need to know.
Messing with each other.
Yeah, I mean, you can deal with somebody and not bring them around to your family and your friends, and nobody knows you're dealing with them.
You probably know.
Then, in that regard, if y'all that intertwined, she should be buying him some sheets. I don't know.
Okay, then. But you don't show up at somebody's house unannounced. There are people who have my address that will get cussed out from the Alabama state line to North Carolina's if you show up at my house unannounced.
Will you have sheets?
You wouldn't find out. You wouldn't get in because you showed up unannounced.
Let us know what you think.
On next week's episode of Conversation is King, should you have sheets as a grown man? Yes. But should you show up unannounced? No. More at 5.
I'm really surprised that your biggest issue here was not the fact that he was on an air mattress. That's what I thought you was going to.
I mean, because people fall on hard times. We don't know why he's on the air mattress, but we do know that she showed up unannounced. We know.
No, we don't know that.
We know she wasn't invited. We don't know why. He could. He
opened the door for her.
He could have got laid off. He could. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not making excuses for you being sheetless, but what I'm saying is, I'm not making excuses for showing up unannounced. That's not okay.
Which we don't know happened.
Which is inferred by her synopsis of the scenario.
She said, I was curious, and I went over there.
She didn't say I was curious, so I called and asked, hey, are you sheetless?
Who would ask something like that?
She said she was curious. What she was trying to do was see if there was another female over there. That's what she was trying to do. She was trying to be messy. She was trying to be messy. That's what she was trying to do. That's why she popped up.
Leave my good.
That's the only reason why y'all pop up. Is you want to see us doing something that you know we ain't doing. That's why she popped up. And then she popped up and found something she really got mad about, which was sheetlessness.
Sheetlessness.
And that's, sir, I'm sorry. On behalf,
buy him some sheets. Buy him some sheets.
Unhand me. On behalf of your nosy neighbor, I apologize for her just showing up to your home unannounced. That's not okay. And
sir, we're going to buy you some sheets. Reach out to us.
I'm not buying another.
No, we're going to buy him some sheets.
I'm not buying another grown man no sheets.
So you fighting for him, but you won't buy him no sheets?
I'm fighting for his dignity, not for his sheetlessness.
Well,
not for his air mattress.
Well, fix the issue and get him some sheets.
Look.
Sir, I will buy you some sheets.
She won't. She won't. I said she won't. She's not buying you nothing.
With my debit card and my bank account.
I don't care about it's got your name on it. I made it possible.
For me to get a bank account?
For you to put something in it. So we ain't
we gotta unpack this, y'all.
What we're not gonna do is sit here and act like.
So because
I lost your mind.
I'm buying you some sheets.
No, you're not.
I'm gonna buy you some sheets.
No, you're not.
Now I'm gonna buy you 3 pairs of sheets.
You're right. They're gonna be something I already slept on.
What?
No, absolutely not.
You getting 3 comforter sets.
Yeah, we're gonna break them in before I send them to you.
We're not. Oh my goodness. What is wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
I want to help him. See, I want to be part of the solution.
Okay.
And I'm not making any assumptions, but I do want to assist him
with his sheets. You're assuming that he already don't have sheets by now.
Let me see, when was this posted? This was posted a while ago, so I'm sure he has sheets by now.
It's not your concern, no.
It's not my concern.
It's not your concern, no.
Sheetlessness is not my concern.
Nope, not his. That's his whoever. What's her name? What does it say?
Don't worry about it. Why are you concerned with me buying this nice gentleman
I'm not concerned.
down on his luck?
How could I be concerned about something that isn't happening?
Why do you not want it to happen?
It's not that I don't want it to happen. It's that it's not happening.
It's gonna happen. I'm buying you sheets. At
It's
this
not
point, it's about principle, and I'm buying you sheets, sir.
What's the principle?
That you don't want me to?
That's not a principle. That's a fact. What's the principle?
Right, and because you don't want me to, and don't have a good reason for me.
I have a great reason because I said no. You're not buying another man no sheets.
I'm not going to enjoy the sheets with him, but I want to help him through his sheetlessness.
Why?
So that this doesn't happen to him again.
It will happen.
The next young lady.
The solution to the problem is not him having sheets. Because the solution to the problem, see, you put me in these positions, you tell me I can't say crazy stuff, then you put me in the positions to say off the wall things, and God's still working on me. You do this to me.
Well, pray before you respond.
So the issue is people who pop up at his house unannounced. That's the problem here.
If somebody popped up, you should have sheets. You should have sheets. That regardless of what's going on, even if nobody pops up, you should have sheets.
Okay, we don't know.
So the issue here is not whether she was there or not. The issue is that whether she was there or not, he didn't have sheets. And sir, I want to bless you with some sheets. So please.
So you about to make me say ugly things about
about sheets?
Yes.
Baby, are you jealous?
That's not jealousy. It's possessiveness.
You are possessive.
Oh yeah, there's a difference between jealousy and possessive. I'm not
You're
jealous
possessive of me to the point where you have an issue with me buying someone sheets that do not have sheets. It's not like I'm buying sheets for us. I'm buying sheets for him because sheets is basic level, things, right? And I feel sad for him that he ain't had no sheets. So I want to make sure that he has some sheets.
Okay.
So, sir, I'm going to mail you some sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Reach out.
Yeah, we're going to mail you some sheets, all right. We're going to mail him some sheets.
I don't know how he went from fighting for you to
I'm fighting for him. Yeah, no, I am fighting for him.
You ain't got no sheets and you going to remain to not have sheets. If my wife got to get them. You'd be upset by that. You'd be upset about the nice things I do for people then.
I'm not upset about the nice things you do for people.
But you're upset about this nice thing I want to do for him?
I'm not upset about it. This isn't me upset.
What is this? This is you
saying that you're not going to buy sheets.
I'm buying sheets.
You're not buying sheets.
I am, sir.
You're not.
You're getting sheets for me.
Mm-mm.
And God bless you. Just also tell me favorite color and the address to send the sheets to, and they'll be on the way. Or colors of sheets that you would like. Perhaps they'll match your curtains or whatever. Yeah, just let me know what color sheets you would like.
Probably wouldn't no curtains in there either.
I doubt. Yeah, if you're on an air mattress with no sheets, the sheets, that's where the sheets are. They're on the window.
See, now you're being ugly.
What? That happens. That happens. People use sheets over the window for curtains. So maybe that's where the sheets are. So he might not be sheetless. He just might not have enough sheets for the window and the bed.
Wrap this up.
Y'all.
Go ahead and wrap this up.
This is Conversation with King. Conversation with King.
Tune in next week.
Well, we're going to talk about more
Tune in next week where we argue about me buying a chick some socks. I'm nice.
I am too.
I've seen a sockless female.
I'll buy her some socks too.
Like, subscribe.
I'll buy her some shoes too.
What's funny is y'all don't know how petty she's actually being at the moment. Oh man, what else you gonna buy her?
Comment, like, comment, subscribe, all the things, y'all.
You make it so hard for me.
If you are any of these people that we discussed today, if you are the posters or if you are the persons they're posting about, please give us more insight. Because as you can see, Matthew has some questions about some of the scenarios, some of the information he thinks was left out. Give us the clarity, y'all. We want to hear from you guys. And until next time, don't be like Matt.
What you mean? What
Life goes on.
I'm hopeful, yes I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it, let it take you away. And be hopeful, hopeful, and he'll make a way. I know it ain't easy, but that's okay, cause we hopeful.
I wish that you could show some love instead of hating so much when you see some other people coming up. I wish I could teach the world to sing, write some music and have them tripping off the joy I bring. I wish that we can hold hands, listen instead of dissing lessons from a grown man. And I wish the families that lack but got love get some stacks, brand new shot in the lap, that's on dubs. And I wish we could keep achieving wonders, see the vision of the world through the eyes of Stevie Wonder. You feel me? And I hope all the kids eat, and don't nobody in my family see 6 feet. You dig? I hope the mother stands strong. You can make it whether you with them or your man's gone. And I wish I could give every celly some commissary and a popo bring the heat on a piece like that did R. Kelly. And I wish that DOC could scream again and bullets could reverse and Pac and Biggie breathe again. Then one day they could speak again. I wish that we only saw good news every time we look at CNN. I wish we could never get the blues.
That was a great episode. How long was that?
you gonna buy her a mic stand too?
Yeah. Then they show her how to use it.
Zoom in on you. You a menace. You a menace.